Hardy. It is Memorial Day. Hardy and Wallach are not here, but Michael Hurley is here. Joe Murray is here. Joe Murray is got 2 jobs today. He's going to Nesson. For some reason, they're doing their show live today.
Yes.
Even though there's no Red Sox game.
I asked if I was going to be there. They said yes. And 4 o'clock today, everybody. Boston has entered the chat, and there's a phone number there where you can call in. And a lot of people, 55 plus seems to be the demo, Fred.
You take live calls? We
take calls. Some of them have to be screened first, but we do take calls, yes.
How randy did they let you get?
They let us, as long as we basically don't say what some people say about the Red Sox.
No, I'm just talking about if you wanted to get very sexual.
Oh.
Today's the day to do it.
Yeah, today's the day to really test the boundaries.
That 55-plus crowd, don't think they're randy.
I mean, 55 is the new 20.
That is true.
So, I mean, people are upside pineapple and it all over the place.
I'll tell you, though, they have those infomercials on at 9 a.m. Some really good workouts if some really good models people doing.
Well, I mean, if you'll recall, you guys are of the same age. You're not that much younger than me. Is that ESPN on weekday mornings was just saying, please masturbate to us.
Yeah.
Because they were...
Beach workouts.
Well, they were, Kiana, and then even Corey Everson, who wasn't the hottest lady in the world, but they would work out in bikinis, and like this Kiana Tom was like incredible. She had like the most unbelievable body. She was super hot, and they would have her doing like incline presses every day, in a bikini, and they would be like super up close on her, like so it was a real pain in the ass if you got up a little late and then you were forced to masturbate to something else. Because this was before the internet, and so that's when we get into the Vicki Lawrence show. That's when we get into the Weather Channel. These are the things that boggle people's minds now. That young Fred Dutcher, you use these things to pleasure yourself. And I said, yes. If I got up in the morning and it was too late, or in the afternoon, and it was too late and the ESPN programming was off, and ESPN is a network for men. I mean, it is. It's for men. They are chasing after a male audience.
They had probably moved on to the pro beach roller hockey at that point of the day.
I don't recall what they had on, but I do know that the only purpose of those workout shows was quite obviously to masturbate to them. Well, I mean, people were like, I want to go work out with weights. I wonder what I should do. I have this gym at my house with all this weight equipment, and I'm just going to sit down and copy what they do for a workout.
Well, I'm 44. How old are you, Mike?
39. I'll never turn 40.
Okay.
All right, little lady.
The grind on MTV was...
Here's people dancing.
Risque at times.
Well, even if it wasn't risque, I'll tell you, Kari Wuhrer when she did remote control, it was a whole situation. And then she went on 90210 and she had breast implants and everything. Right. And you're like, my goodness gracious, David Silver, you're cheating on Donna. I understand it with this Kari Wuhrer. Because not only is she your assistant manager, she's also incredibly good looking. But when I look back, like if I see like a clip of like old remote control and just how like non-sexual it was, and the idea that I probably masturbated to that 500 times in my life is a little fascinating. It makes me feel old. It's like that's never going to happen again. And I think we were better for it. I don't like the idea of myself at 15 having unlimited access to pornography.
Yeah, we used to find porn in the woods.
Of course.
And we used to have an A and B trunk. I've mentioned this a few times. In the city of Boston, you could put your TV on 2. But 23 was Playboy, 24B was Spice. I don't know if you remember the Spice channel.
I didn't get it, but yeah.
But you could, every once in a while, you could hear the sound. But the visuals, every once in a while, would come through.
So I'm 51, and you guys might not have experienced this, but before everyone had VHS, or in our case, Betamax, which my dad priced them out for about 6 months until he made the wrong decision. He really thought about it before he pulled the trigger on the wrong decision. you would be at a friend's house and you'd be searching through all the stuff, their parents' stuff, and you would come across a porn. And like you'd be like, oh my God, a porn. And then you go, oh. And then you would see, and it would be an 8mm porn. Like, so it required a reel-to-reel projector. And at one occasion, we found the reel-to-reel projector, and we spent maybe 44 hours trying to put the porno into the reel-to-reel projector and couldn't get it to work. And it might have been, I remember it to this day. I remember everyone that was there. I have no memory of anything. This, I remember everything. I remember the frustration and desperation of trying to get this porno because the pictures on the 8mm are microscopic. Like you can't see. You can't even make out anything. You just know in there lies some pornography. But then as I got older, I was friends with this Chaldean kid whose dad owned video stores, and he went to his parents' closet, and they might have had 1,000 pornos.
Oh.
And then you're like, this might be too much. And now there's a whole weird vibe here that they have 1,000 pornos.
I just typed in, I don't know why, fitness babes of the 90s.
Yeah.
And there's a retro fitness babes Instagram page. Jane Fonda is on there.
Yeah, I was too young for that.
Something Demi Austin. I can't.
Denise
see.
Austin.
Denise
She's
Austin.
no good.
Okay,
that's nothing.
What about
look at this Susan Powders, 90s fitness icon Susan Powder.
Wow.
Now I was too old for that, so that was not in my sweet spot. Kiana Tom, I might do it now. Like if Kiana Tom was on TV now, I might still masturbate to that.
What about Shawnee Jebbia? No. They have anyways.
I wasn't like a connoisseur of these women. I mean, it was just more if it was on TV.
Got it.
And then I do know what I would pivot to because the Lawrence show was on at noon, and she wasn't that attractive. But you had to do what you had to do.
When was the Golden Girls on?
Well, the Golden Girls was one specific episode, and I stand by it.
Okay.
It was an episode where Randy Blanche, who was so open sexually, they had a young college man, that came into the home, and she seduced him successfully, and they got into that. And by the way, Rue McClanahan was like 58 when Golden Girls, like when it started, she was probably 49. They retired very early. No wonder they needed roommates.
People looked like garbage back then. There's a picture of John Goodman and Roseanne Barr. It's like, if this show was made today, they would have been born in 2001 and 2003. And like, they looked like absolute crap.
Well, if you even want to go further, like go back further in time, I've seen like studies on it. And there's like a bunch of smoking is like number one. But there's like a bunch of reasons they give to like that people were that haggard. Well, first of all, I think in 1940 that the age or 1930 the life expectancy for an American man was 32, or not 32. The medium age was 30. Like you're like if you're 32, you were living like a lot. Like
60 was the end.
Yeah, 60 was the end. Like there was because I'm reading this book. It's Memorial Day. Please just allow us to bop around. I'm reading this book about this jazz saxophonist that someone suggested, and they said it's the craziest autobiography ever written, and I'll agree. And this guy's like insane. He admits to like just awful things, but he's also a huge heroin addict. And he was born in like 1925, and they talk about his parents. His dad ran away from home at 10, just ran to the dock in San Pedro, and a boat picked him up and just said, hey, do you want to be a deckhand? And he was like, okay. And they took him for a month. Just a kid off the deck.
10 years old.
10 years old. And they would have 6 kids, and like 5 of them would die right away. Just so right then you got 5 gone. And then, and if you were lucky, you lived to be 60. This is all very new.
There were like specific neighborhoods, I want to say, I remember reading, it was like London or something, where if you lived there, like your survival rate chances were 25%.
Well, the Blitz, I mean, the people that are in their 80s, 70s, 80s now lived in, they played in wreckage of bombs. All right, there you go. That's a little history lesson.
By the way, Susan Potter, that story is about her. She's an Uber Eats driver now.
Yeah, she went bankrupt. She was not good with her money, but she had a haircut like the girl from Rocky IV. All right, Jaylen Brown, ladies and gentlemen, if I may pivot, if you'll allow me to pivot. Jaylen Brown is second-team All-NBA behind Doncic and Cunningham, who they had to grandfather in because they missed too many games. And he's not on the second team by like a hair. He was outvoted
30 points
fairly substantially. Cade Cunningham and Luka Doncic over them. Jokic and Alexander were unanimous, and Wembanyama for some reason wasn't. I think he was like a vote off. But Jaylen Brown, as he often has this offseason, he's taken to his Twitch stream, which I guess he does because he likes the people in real time agreeing with him or liking him. Is that the appeal of the Twitch stream? Because there's no way he's monetizing it in any way that would affect his life.
Yeah, I feel like it's a way for him to go live. People can follow him, but also have that. Because I don't do the video game chat thing. Do you?
Twitch,
Mike?
no. But there's a lot. I mean, podcasts in the NBA are so popular. NBA players just love to talk about themselves and whatnot.
Paul George was doing more podcasts than he was playing this year.
Well, I mean, but that makes sense because everyone was listening to it. Paul George is a sensation on podcasts.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, if there's anyone who's transcended athletics and really made a name for himself with his old media empire, it's Paul George. Just the name Paul George rings. It sticks in your head.
Yeah.
It's the time well spent. You know how much he probably overpaid for that equipment and how many guys he's probably got working to just release that to the ether and have no one ever consume it. And the only thing that's ever going to come out is if you say something controversial. Literally no good can come of it. Nothing that you say that's positive or well thought out is ever going to be cared about by anyone. The only thing that can happen is that you'll say something that will piss someone off and that you'll get into some kind of thing. Like, you could be making, like, Jaylen Brown, by all reports, is a really smart guy. He's very politically active. All of that is lost on a Twitch stream. None of that is consumed.
That's what Stephen A. said.
You lose the high ground.
Stephen A. said the same thing.
Well, okay, I didn't hear that, but thank you for insinuating I did. No, I'm just kidding. But, but it's the thing is that I've said this every time, because some people don't like when you make fun of Jaylen Brown. For some reason, it becomes racial. And the thing is, I know that there's probably no doubt that over the course of a 3-hour live stream, he's saying most of the time very innocuous stuff that's just like with his people watching it. But there's a good chance maybe he's saying, I'm by no means saying shut up and dribble, talk about anything. But he might be making these incredibly life-changing political points that could bring the world into a new era of utopia. But I'll never hear him. Because that's not what people consume. They wait for you to say something that they consider dumb or controversial, and then they jump on it. And it's not even going to be a political thing where you can go, well, I wanted to spark this debate. It's just something like, this was my favorite season. And then it's taken in a vacuum, and there could be a bunch of context to it, but I'll never hear it. And I admit it. So anyway, the All-NBA teams were put out, and here's Jaylen Brown on his Twitch stream.
I'm not the most liked fan or media. Sometimes I use my platform a little controversial, so I'm surprised I'm on any team, let alone first or second. So,
well, he's got a point, and he does have a gripe because he was kept off that Olympic team. Mm-hmm. Like, there's no doubt he was kept off the Olympic team for like shoe reasons or like political reasons, because you can't tell me that if you were making an all-star team, a team to win a gold medal, that you would now. There's Shane Battier was on an Olympic team, and I understand why they put him on there, but there's no way that you would go Derek White over Jaylen Brown.
Agree.
They're too similar, and one's way better than the other, and it's Jaylen Brown. So, like, for the purposes of putting a team together, if you were like at a YMCA and picking teams to run a tournament, there's not a chance anyone's picking Derek White over Jaylen Brown.
And Drew Holiday.
I'm sorry, Drew Holiday made it. Do you think they'll both be on the next Olympic team?
If the same I think he'd be undeniable on the next Olympic team if he stays healthy, and like there's really not a way you could keep him off.
Well, plus like the LeBron and Durant era.
Right.
Curry.
Like, it's going to be, I know it's going to like Cunningham's going to be on it and all that stuff, but like, who knows? They kept him off of this one for no reason. And I would have normally been like, whatever. They kept him off, like, fine. But when they replaced him with Derek White, then you're just like shoving it in his face. He got screwed. If he wanted to be on that team, he got screwed. Objectively. So he does have a point about people holding something against him. That's valid.
He did shout Derek White out for being all. Derek White was all defensive team. Number one, first
well,
team,
maybe
so.
he makes a shot in the playoffs and we can all have a good time.
Bombs in the chat. Second team All NBA. I'm grateful. God is the greatest. This is live too. Like this is
the charisma coming off of this guy is really something.
Live. I'm grateful. I'm grateful for everything. I'm not surprised about nothing. I'm grateful for everything. I know who I am, so I get it. I'm surprised I win awards at all sometimes. So I'm grateful, man. It's a blessing. Like I said, this season has been like, this season has been a journey. It's been great. It's been a blessing to be a part of the group that I've been on, especially with the expectations they put on us. The expectation was to, not even be a playoff team.
No.
And then you were, and then you failed.
No, but when Grandy does it, you don't like it. But when he does it,
I said then you were, and then you failed.
okay.
That's what I just said. It's what you're following.
I just wanted to make sure because I hate that narrative from both of them, and I hate what Scal has to say.
Oh, he did that. Brown did the same thing. He even used gap year. Yeah, he tweeted out stuff like going,
not
but at
bad
least
for a gap year.
But at least Brown's on the team. So my problem with Grandy it was completely unnecessary the whole year. At least Brown's on the team and like effectively lost that series. Like at least there's a reason for him to pivot. Like, I don't want people to think of this team as being a failure. The team that I was on, the team that for 99% of the season I was the best player on. I understand that as a human. Now, it's inaccurate and, not a good thing. But for Grandy, his whole job was to grandstand about how great they were. And he wasn't even on the team. So why does he have to pivot at the end? He's got no skin in the game. Brown's wrong here, and I don't like that he loved it so much and that he doesn't seem to be taking the loss to. Now, look, as a person, it's good to get over these things, but, if I'm a fan of the Celtics, I'm not jazzed up that he doesn't seem to care that they were embarrassed in the playoffs because they were. But at least I can understand that he was on the team and maybe wants to be like, hey, it wasn't that big a deal. Grandy's just sitting there. I don't know why he's got to do any of this. And like your thing with Scal is, again, he's just sitting there. Like, I don't understand why there's a need to panic and redo your whole imaging on the team.
They said it was a miracle.
Yeah, big miracle.
A miracle.
Big miracle to lose in the first round. In the NBA, whoa. Where they let play-in teams in, where there's like joke teams playing in the quote-unquote playoffs. I know they don't count the play-ins as the playoffs, but I mean, there's teams with losing records. I mean, it's a joke. Half the league actively tried to lose,
and it didn't work.
Miracle. I mean, and the funny thing is, Brad Stevens said it. Like, that's the thing is, it's not like we're being negative media and being unfairly negative about this team. Brad Stevens, who's in charge of the whole affair, who put it together, came out and said, we're not good enough. This isn't good. So he wasn't standing up there going, this was a miracle and wow, we're set up for the future. And he could have. He said, we're not good enough. And I knew it all year. He said, when we were winning, I knew that we weren't good, that it was like fake, that it was a regular season battle that was not going to translate to the playoffs. So in reality, Brad Stevens is saying, Grandy, you're an idiot. You sat there grandstanding about how good we were all year, and the whole year I knew we weren't. So if anyone's wrong, it's Grandy. Stevens said he knew it. Brown's on the team, so he's got to believe, and now he's probably all embarrassed. Grandy's the only one with nothing to lose. Just go, oh, wow, that was disappointing, and then go home. It's over.
Got it.
It's not your legacy. All right.
That movie Miracle, this is more of a miracle.
Huh?
Hate that. Don't like that one.
If he referenced the movie with Marky Mark where he makes the Eagles, then maybe we're talking Invincible. All right, we'll be back in just a moment with the award-winning email segment. Hurley, get up emails, or if you don't participate, they're going to dock you some pay. All right, we'll be back in just a moment.
Toucher and Hardy will be right back on the Sports Hub. You know, I got an idea for a bit. The email bit. We should do the email bit. It's a great idea. Let's do the email bit.
Hey, we are Toucher and Hardy. If you would like to follow us, if you want to email us, I've received 2 emails on this Memorial Day. 2. Which just shows you the legions of people that got up this morning at 5:30 in the morning and got into their cars at 6 and started driving around town and said, give me local radio today. So I have received 2 emails today. But if you would like to follow the show, you can do so at Toucher and Hardy on Instagram and I suppose Twitter. And you can follow me at Fred Toucher on Instagram, where I am building an empire, brick by brick. And I do appreciate people sending me posts of people yelling at me for the Bill Belichick on Part of My Take interview, almost imploring me to react to something I don't care about.
May I say that there was over 600 people watching on YouTube today?
Well, Joe, I would believe that is, and I'm not just being saying this, I believe that would be because of your presence.
Oh, well, thank you.
I think that people on the YouTube chat are big pro Joe.
Well, I appreciate that.
And I'm sure if you've been reading the chat messages and it hasn't been incredibly negative, that would be because of your presence.
It has not been negative at all.
All right. Well, that's because you're here. Because I would listen to it tomorrow or watch it tomorrow.
Okay, I will.
And see what the people have to say, because it will not be positive. It will be very negative. I am a mental patient. I even know not to look at the YouTube. By the way, this email bit, to which I've received 2 today, is powered by Jeffrey Glassman Injury Lawyers. If you've been hurt in a car or work accident, you got to get Glassman. Don't just send an email. Call all 7s. It's 617-777-7777 or visit gottagetglassman.com. You know, everyone was too busy calling Shooting the Breeze. It's too busy. People, they don't have time on Memorial Day to email. But this goes along with what you were telling me off the air, Mr. Hurley, because Joe Murray and Michael Hurley are in today. Dave says the fact that the school that Michael Hurley went to, he went to a high school where if you had Saturday detention, there was a way that perhaps you could get less of the detention by wrestling the vice principal shirtless. At least while he was shirtless, he would wrestle you. Dave says the fact that the school didn't have a wrestling team makes the story 100 times better. Now, Michael, you were talking about you received a tweet out of the blue today.
Yep, not a follow. It happens every time it comes up, and it just sort of confirms this not a secret thing that took place. Someone always knows and experienced the same thing. So today I received a tweet from someone who doesn't seem to tweet much, and shout out to our alma mater.
Yeah, just they said they knew on a Memorial Day. They knew that Michael Hurley went to the school where the vice principal would take his shirt off and wrestle students as a way to prove, like, maybe I let you out of the Saturday detention a little early.
And you went to a Catholic school, right?
Maybe.
Okay.
Maybe.
Again, these things happened at my high school as well.
Someone said, what is, Fred, the biography that you were reading about that crazy jazz guy? It is Art Pepper is the guy's name. And one little Google search will show you several stints at San Quentin. A man with a very interesting life. The golf tournament. This is from our friend Tima, who emails every day. Is there any option to bid on attending to just hang out with Joe and watch him critique the food spread?
I wasn't invited, so second year in a row.
Oh boy!
But if you would like to sponsor me to be there and critique the food spread, I would attend.
Okay, because there is a bidding thing that could be viewed as being embarrassing for Hardy and I, and Wallach, if you want to count him as a person, is that there is bidding to be a foursome with Felger and Maz or with us. And the last time they talked about it, Felger and Maz was going through for $10,000, and we were going for $1,000. Okay, so now I have just looked. This is the first time I've ever looked. Hardy was always the one that did this. 98.5 The Sports Hub's 15th annual Hoosier Caddy is going on Monday, June 8th, so I guess soon, at the Brook Meadow Country Club in Canton. It's sold out. It's sold out in minutes to play. The proceeds go to the Special Olympics of Massachusetts. And if you would like to get involved, you can bid on a foursome with either Felger, Maserati, and Jim, or Hardy, Wallach, and I. And there was like a conversation like, who would you rather play with? Because say Felger and I cancel each other out as both being dicks. Then Maz and Hardy are both like good guys. And then it really comes down to, would you prefer Jim or Wallach? Which is what I'm saying. I'm guessing why they're getting so much more money than us. So that was like a fun little thing that we did for about 2 minutes. But then it became a non-starter of a conversation because, again, if you'd like to play with Felger and Maz, a round of golf with them at Brook Meadow Country Club. Now, this does go to charity. That will cost you north of $10,000.
Wow.
And for us, you would just need to surpass $2,315.
Still a lot of money.
And I said this to Hardy, and I meant it. Maybe better we don't get $10,000 because I don't know if I have $10,000 worth of entertainment inside of me.
Well, I'll say that. I think Felger can enter. I think it would be better to pay to be with you because, how long are you going to be able to, what I mean is like, at some point you're going to be like, when are we getting out of here?
Yeah.
When is this over?
Yeah.
So I'm kind of curious what your level of patience would be, which is kind of why I'm more interested in your group than their group.
Well, we've played with guys that have been to play with us before, and it's never just been one guy. It's always been like a twosome, and it's always been good. I'm fine. I'm good with it. The only reason I would be like I want it to end is if it's moving super, super slow. It would have nothing to do with the person we're playing with. My whole thing is, though, if you paid $10,000 partially just to be with me for that amount of time, I would feel this responsibility to entertain you. And I don't know. And my fear would be that you would leave the round going, that wasn't worth it. And then I would feel bad. And the whole time I'd beat myself up about not giving you what you wanted. Like you didn't think that I delivered on the promise of what you paid all this money for.
It's a lot of pressure.
And and Hardy asked Felger, he was like, do you know the guy? Like, because it happened right away. Like it just went to 10,000. It wasn't like it was 1,000, 1,500, and so on and so forth. It just like went to $10,000.
Like Nantucket buddy or something.
And he knows the
benefactor.
And he gets involved with the Kennedys. You'll notice his only charity thing is this whole Kennedy situation. Felger's very the whole Christmas in the city thing is the Kennedys, and he's trying to rub elbows with the elites. Oh yeah. Every year they have one of the Kennedys on to talk, and then I went, yeah. Someone wants to see, I'm more of a man of the people. I don't want to be friends with nobody. And I'm not rubbing elbows with the Kennedys.
You're the working man on Memorial Day.
It's true.
You said it. So anyway, if you want to play golf with us, $2,315. Thank you to our friends at Catches Law, the Boston Bruins Foundation, the Patriots, Celtics, and Red Sox, Bernardi Auto Group, Footray, Yale Appliance, Pin Golf, Golfers Warehouse, and Snell Golf Balls.
The only email I got today was nobody cares about Fred's tales of masturbation.
Oh, yeah, right.
And I disagree.
Yeah, everyone cares. Why don't you just say the opposite of what's true? Everyone knows what I masturbated to 35 years ago. That is what the people want. You've been hearing about it since I got on the radio for the first time in 1998. And I don't intend on stopping anytime soon. You need to know in the summer when I was in high school what I would masturbate to. No one cares. I find that very difficult to believe. Maybe ask Nessa to write an article about that.
You know what?
If they want to cover feuds, my feud with this guy who thinks no one cares.
They do cover beef.
They do.
They absolutely
Speaking
do.
of that, someone, because the question was asked earlier, steak and cheese, chicken parm, or Italian, I have been asked where is the best chicken parm sandwich, and I would suggest Medford, Massachusetts.
Oh.
Bob's Deli braided roll
my God.
large. You've had it?
Bob's. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Too many times at Bob's.
Not the greatest parking situation, but, oh, boy. Hubba hubba.
You mentioned George Wright. One time I went to Bob's, got an Italian sub, went to George Wright, opened it up, and it was literally like an Aladdin loaf of bread. Just like, I was like, I don't know what I'm going to do with this.
Did you eat the whole thing?
I sure did.
Oh.
A whole new world.
What is Tewksbury, the best place to get what is the best food?
There's a beef shop out there called Tessie's that is very good. Tewksbury's got a lot going on out there.
Dude, the pizza at Treehouse?
Treehouse.
Legit.
So you were right there with him. Because I'm just Googling Massachusetts towns at this point.
I live in the area.
No, I understand that, but this is pretty impressive. Could I go Bridgewater?
Boards and Barrels. They have great hanging bacon. One of the things that I really liked. But there's a lot out there. Augie's taco truck, fantastic near the college out there. Very good.
Some of these places I don't know where they are, and they might be too far afield for you. Haverhill.
Oh, Lando's is a great sub place out there. I like Hidden Pig, a great little spot. Barbecue. Haverhill's a real haven of food places out there. It's very good.
Well, okay, Groton.
Nothing, dude. I don't even know what's out there.
Groton's got good restaurants, actually. You'd be surprised. It's got like a little situation going.
You mentioned Hudson. Tell Milo. There's a creamery right there that's very good, and Rail Trail Pizza.
Well, the only thing about Hudson is when I pass Honey Pot Hill, which I do every time.
Yes,
I just think of Zoe's story of having violent diarrhea, a Honey Pot Hill situation, he calls it. And then when he leaves the bathroom, he realizes there's an open window that is right by a porch, and there's two young ladies sitting underneath that window while he grunted and made noises. All right. I'll leave you. You didn't know Groton, which is a little disappointing because that's somewhere that I know.
Groton restaurants. I just looked them up. It's not much.
There's that one where they have the cows that you eat right out in back. They slaughter the animals.
I've heard of Forge and Vine before. I think that's an upscale place.
We had Forge and Vine this season. I'll just do this last one. If I can think of one last town that is not obvious or too far afield. Do you ever make it out to, or what about Stowe?
Stowe's a little out there, but they have that, there's a golf course that has very good food.
Do you remember what you had?
What is the name of that?
Butternut Farm?
No, keep going.
Stowe Acres.
Keep going. No.
Wedgwood
Pines has excellent food there. I believe they're a partner of the station. That's why I went out there.
Oh, okay.
But as far as Stowe, though, no. But Stowe, Vermont, now we're talking.
Some good food
Some
there.
real good food out
And the
there.
Maple Creamy.
Yep. And I think there's a Ben & Jerry's up there as well.
That's in, Waterbury, maybe?
They keep it too DIY out there. Those two hippies. Yeah. They don't want you to getting any access to their product. All right, we'll be back to lead this ship to shore. That will do it for us. As soon as we get back, we can end, and you can get along with your holiday. We'll be back in just a moment.
You're listening to Toucher and Hardy on the Sport. We know what you're thinking. What could I possibly have missed from the show? It's time for The Stack on Toucher and Hardy.
All right, we are Toucher and Hardy. Dundero and Callahan are ready. They're chomping at the bit. They can't wait to get in here. And I'm going to delay it as long as possible. I want to be here a long time. Long time. But Joe, you and I, we get a day for this.
That's right. Later in the summer when it's nice before football season. And I'm excited to use that.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, Joe, what do you got?
All right, well, a tradition unlike any other. Last Friday, it was the second annual Weenie 500. It is the famous Oscar Mayer Wiener vehicles of New York and Seattle and Chicago. And, well, let's hear who made it to the Wiener Circle.
It's not over yet. It's never over at the Weenie 500. Look at this. 6 wieners, tip to tip. They've been pounding around this racetrack.
All right, so the idea is if I'm calling this, I'm going to make it is throwing as many double entendres as I can. Well, they're not even double entendres, euphemisms, I guess.
Correct. So I figured the ending would be enough.
Yeah, so but it's no fun if they're trying, right? Like they wrote them all down like tip to tip, and like I've 8 wiener. Like you go ahead and play it.
6 wieners, tip to tip. They've been pounding around this racetrack, trying to settle this score, guys. Slaw Dog desperately wanted to retain that title. I'm not sure they got it. New York Dog, hanging on.
Oh, no.
Who can force the wiener into the front?
The gap is massive right now for New York Dog.
Who's going to edge it? Slaw Dog's in with a shout. New York Dog has the run to the line. Here comes New York Dog. Chili Dog looking to make the move.
All right, very good. I get it. But the problem is that obviously they're trying.
Yes.
And it's no fun if you're trying. It has to be a mistake on the part of the announcer for it to be funny.
The New York Dog won. Spoiler alert.
So they have representation from different cities.
Yes.
The vehicle was manufactured in there, or they just stored there?
They're manufactured there, I believe. The Seattle Dog. Did you know they put cream cheese on a hot dog?
No, I did not.
Would you eat that?
No, I won't eat cream cheese.
I would.
Cream cheese on a hot dog.
Maybe some pickles in there while we're at it.
Okay.
Just keep adding stuff.
But anything for a holiday.
We got to bring back the hot dog safari.
I worked the hot dog safari years ago with Eddie.
So what was that like? So the hot dog safari always
heaven on earth.
Always fascinated me because it was at the dog track.
Suffolk Downs. Yes.
And so it was a hot dog thing at a dog track. It sounded very odd because you don't see that in other places. So what made it a hot dog safari?
It just was
you
every
get in and
vendor you could think of.
And they're all selling hot dogs?
They're not selling. You're in. Once you're in, walk around, grab one of those, grab one of those, grab one of those.
Okay, so was it what they put on the hot dogs was different?
No, it was just a hot dog event at Suffolk Downs. We did the radio broadcast there with Eddie Endelman. And 1 year there was green ketchup.
Okay, but so it's just like I would get a hot dog from here and a hot dog from here, and they were just like hot dogs.
Yeah. It's just wieners everywhere.
You're like, I'll have an Oscar Mayer hot dog. Oh, I'll have a Castle Island hot dog. You just move along and keep eating hot dogs.
Well, why would anyone deliberately get the Oscar Mayer hot dog?
You got to try it. Be like, that's a weird taste.
You can try it just by being alive.
You know,
at
I
some point
actually
in your life.
the guy that hosts the Coney Island thing walked up to me and my friends and was like, "Do you guys want to be part of a hot dog eating contest?" We were like, "Yep." And I was on stage. I ate 4. It was disgusting.
Yeah.
Dipping them. Someone ate 12.
It seems like really a war of attrition that you would just be like whoever's willing to eat.
Basically.
So you just like gave up right away?
After it was like whatever, how long? 12 minutes? After like 5 minutes, I'm like, I'm stopping.
Yeah.
I'm a human being and my body's saying stop. That's really the difference between me and Joey Chestnut.
Yeah, because I could see like going, yeah, I'll do it, and getting all like, oh, I'm going to try. And then you have a hot dog and you're like, okay, I don't want to do this anymore. And then kind of just sitting there for the rest of the minutes.
My friend did it, and he ate probably 7 and threw up after.
And they have.
They all throw up, by the way.
Think of a card show with hot dogs instead of the tables of cards.
Yeah, but there's different kinds of cards of varying values. Like if you're telling me that it's just a hot dog.
That's all it is.
Like a natural casing hot dog, okay, then you're like, good. But if it's just a natural casing hot dog and there's like 17 different natural casing hot dogs, it seems rather redundant.
I can clear this up because you're looking at it as an adult, like with a bank account. Imagine you're a 15-year-old with nothing to your name. This is like the best day of the year. That's really what it comes down to. I wish I was 15 and broke.
Michael Hurley, very impoverished upbringings. No money for hot dogs.
Nope. Well, I lost it all. It's Saturday detention.
The most if you really want to know how rich it is, if someone is, open up the refrigerator and see how many packages of hot dogs there are, because that's a real burner. That if you want to burn money at the supermarket, it's them hot dogs.
Well, you get the beef ones; those are like $6 a pack.
I mean, Jesus. I mean, yeah, and you only get 8. I mean, like, it's a whole thing. And then you buy buns, and that's another few dollars. Man, all right. Well, Joe Burry, have fun. Good luck at Nesson today as you're working 2 media jobs on Memorial Day. Michael Hurley, good to see you again.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Welcome back to the fold.
Thank you.
I see Dundero. I see Callahan. I see Little George. So everyone's very excited to go.
Thank you, Ryan.
And that'll do it for us. I will be back with Hardy and Wallach and the guys tomorrow. Jonathan Papelbon will be on with us at 8:20. That'll do it for us. Bye.
Talk to you tomorrow. Toucher and Hardy on the Sports Hub.